Hey everyone, this is Robbie Susan Chandler here from RobbieSusansCardsandCrafts.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida in the United States. Today I'm sharing this cute card with you made with a charming duck pond stamp set and dies. We call that a bundle, and when you buy it as a bundle you get a 10% discount. So mostly I did use just the dies on the front, and on the inside I used the stamp set for the duck, this one right here. But for the sentiment, I used the sentiments from Beach Day. I stamped everything in Night of Navy, but I used these two from Beach Day because I really thought they were more appropriate in here. I really liked what they said for this card. Alright, so let's take a look at this card, and I'm going to have a little surprise with you with the way I'm going to make it today. But here's the one that we made in class. So let's start out with a piece of Misty Moonlight, and it's 11 by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. Alright, our next piece, this piece here, is 4 by 5 1/4. And this piece is from the Country Woods set. There's several sheets of different designs in here. A bunch of wood grain ones, light and dark. It's a really nice set, especially if you're trying to do wood grain type cards. So that's the Country Woods designer paper. And like I said, it's 4 by 5 1/2. My inside piece also, this piece, is 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. Not a half, 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, now if you notice, this card was made landscape. But in class, some of my friends who are my customers noticed that they liked the other side. So we started playing with this and looking at it and said, well, you know, since the design goes this way, let's try it on the card in this direction. So we're going to come back and play with this in just a minute, but let's look at this piece right here. This was cut from a piece of Misty Moonlight that's 4 inches by 4 1/4, and when you cut it, let me move this out of the way, it looks like that. But I wanted to add a little surprise to it, a little design, so I ran it through this new embossing folder called Birchwood that you will see in the Christmas mini catalog that goes live in September. So I turned it this way because to me it looked like clouds, water. I know this way I guess it looks like birchwood. And by the way, this size embossing folder does fit in your Big Shot and your Stampin' Cut machine. It just goes in that way, just like the others. So when I ran it through, I hope you can see that design on it. I thought, man, that looks really cool. That looks like clouds and water. So let's take our piece here. And if you put it here, I really liked that look. To me, this looks like maybe the sun in the background. And let's turn it around and see what it looks like this way. Yeah, this looks pretty good too, but this darker piece up here kind of gives me a water effect look. So I think I want to keep that watery look at the bottom and then let it go lighter as it goes up. So I really like that look there. So the first thing we want to do is adhere this piece to our card front, and see the back. The back is the piece I used here. So very versatile paper, and I decided I would just make this one a different direction since I already had one the other way. Okay, so that also meant I had to stamp my inside sentiment a little bit differently, which I did. I just had to cut the duck off a little bit, and the rest of it's centered right there like it's supposed to. Okay, so let's put this on. Now, one thing you notice, my cattails are brown. I colored these with an early espresso marker. Alright, so now I dimensionaled this piece, so I wanted it to pop up a little bit because I'm going to be putting my duck and some other pieces behind it, but let's get this piece down first. Okay, so here's our cattails and our opening. And I did cut this piece so that it goes exactly from side to side on the card front, and then you'll have a little space on the top and bottom. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. This is our sun, and I cut it from the Nature of Spotlight dies, and I believe this is actually, yeah, the smallest of the one that has this fluted design on the edge. So let's go ahead and pop it in. Now on this one, I kept it right out here, the whole sun showing, but I decided on this one that I want to slip it under and let it peek out like that. I really like that better, and in fact I probably will move that one. Alright, the next thing we want to do is put our little duck in. And see, he's peeping out over here. Well, we can still just kind of stick him over here behind our cattails and let him be swimming. Let's get that cattail out of the way. There. Yeah, I think I like him right there. So he's fixing to swim out into the picture. And then we've got these little lily pads. Now all these pieces that I'm pulling out now, let me show you where they came from. This piece was cut with this die, and all of these are from the Charming Duck dies. So that cut that one. And our duck, here's our duck die. And let's see what's okay, let me show you the cattails. The die that cuts cattails is nice because it cuts 2 at a time. So here are the cattails that I cut, and I cut 3 for this card, and you'll notice I've already colored them with the Early Espresso marker. And then you also get these lily pads, and the die cuts, it cuts 3, and 2 of them are hooked together and 1 is single. And then we have this little flower, which is cut from this die. And then you have these 2 water lilies that are cut from this die. So all of these pieces and all these dies are in this set. Everything's there for you, so you just get busy cutting. So let's put these over to the side because we're going to use these in just a second. Alright, so we have our duck in here, and he's still got that cattail around him. So let's add our cattails next. And I just put a little glue on the base. Let me get them arranged. This one I decided to color the back side so my cattails came this direction. So let's put it down first. A little glue on the bottom. Come on, glue. Cooperate. And I'm going to put this right, yeah, I think right there is good. Let's move it up just a touch. And on top of that, I'm going to put this, now I do want to move that tail over a little bit. And I'm just going to blow out that with my finger. So I'm going to move that there because I want to put this lily pad, turn it this way, right on top of that base. And one of my flowers on top of that, like this. Alright, so over on this side, we want to add our other cattails. Put a little glue there, and I'm going to bring this one out some. I want to try to keep my bases so I can cover them up with my lily pads. Alright, let's do the other one. And it's going to go, let's say about right there. Alright, and here comes our lily pads. So once you get your pieces cut for this, this card goes together pretty quick. And it's quick and easy. I never really figured out why there's a hole there where that one is, so we're just going to cover it up like this. And then we've got some water lilies here. And just going to kind of bring this one over a little bit so it covers that base of that cattail. And then we've got this one, the little one. And that die cuts 2 of these, so you get plenty with 1 cut. So I'm going to sit that one right there. Straighten him up. There we go. Alright, so now we have this one in portrait orientation and this one in landscape. I really like both of them. which one do you like best? I think they both look really cool. You get two entirely different looks. You've got your kind of sunset look back here, and then just your wood grain look here. So you tell me in the comments below, if you will, which one you like best. Please like my video. There's a link below for your tutorial for you to for all the measurements and instructions. Of course, you've seen me instruct it here, but you can get your measurements from the free tutorial you can download. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. And until next time, happy crafting.